Turns out Carol has a
I have acquired many wares since your last visit.
Reminder, non-field agent personnel must adhere to the official Mayhem dress code at all times. And it'd be nice if you field agents did too.
Trusting Persephone.
Hey!
I would have greeted you with champagne, but you make me wait so long I drank it.
I always like this part. Nervous? No? Splendid.
Let's go.
Hello.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sort out something about. Yeah.
I am the best choice to win.
Really? Like move. There we go. Trying to set up the wise bot thing. And it's like took me so long to sort out what I was doing on oops, don't want that. Oh, go away. There we go. Alright. There we go. All set and ready. Alright. What am I doing?
Where is all this dark matter coming from?
2 secs. Give person a blue screen. There you go. Alright. Why Why's my car going down there? Hey man, welcome to my stream anyway. I'm just doing a story on Agents of Mayhem. Trying to figure out why my car is being really spacky. Bear with T.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Yeah, man.
Yes, I will pile your corpses high.
Yeah. Alright. So, do some more of the story on this. But yeah, I saw the gameplay footage of that Alex. I've watched it being played before, and but this one was like about 2 days ago, and it's some guy on the PS4 Pro. And it's like, I don't have a PS4 Pro. Have you got one yet, or? I know you still got the basic as well, isn't it, Matt?
Yeah, I didn't really see the point.
So what does the PS4 Pro actually do? Like, does it improve every single game, or is it just specific?
No, only specific games.
Right. So, and it only, like, if you don't have a 4K... Yeah, if you don't have a 4K TV, it's not worth it either. And I don't have a 4K TV, so, you know.
Yeah, I don't have a 4K TV because they're fucking expensive.
Yeah.
And realistically, they don't have it.
What do they actually... What
I mean,
is 4K?
it's...
Like, I've
it's
got
not like
HD
you're gonna...
TV. What is 4K to HD?
It's what, double the resolution of 1080?
Okay,
Yeah.
so
graphically it'll be like a higher fidelity, more pixels per inch.
So it'll make the animals on Animal Planet look even more realistic, I guess.
Yeah, it'll make the cardboard cutouts in South Park look more cardboardy.
Yeah, and it'll make the cardboard cutouts on WWE 2K18 still look like cardboard because they are. I don't understand that.
Yeah,
I know.
Like the difference between 720 and 1080. Realistically, 99% of the time, you won't notice the difference.
Right.
Maybe one game you'll spot like one really well done like Vista in say Horizon or something. You're like, wow, that looks really cool. But
yeah, I mean, you're not going to notice a jump until you get like when we went from like the old, like huge TVs with the tubes in them. When we went from that to that was like, holy shit, look at this thing. Like, I was blown away when I looked at it for the first time, I remember. But going forward, I don't even think like looking at like 1080 to 4K. Yeah, I mean, your eye's not going to really notice.
See. It's like the whole 60 FPS thing. It's like, well, that's as fast as your eyes like can see. So
it's going to be like
that doesn't make a difference.
it can be a little more what do they say like vibrant. Like I've looked at the TVs like when I'm out shopping or whatever, and I'm like, wow, that TV looks great. But it's not because it looks better than my TV at home. It's just that it just has a little more crisp to it.
Yeah,
like my TV is like 6 years old.
A specific demo of that shows off the limits of what it can do. Whereas most things you look at on your screen are going to be made by companies who can't afford to model in 4K.
Right. As well, even like if you have cable, like let's say you pay for cable or whatever, we have a I know you in Europe there's different like cable providers, of course, but everything here says it's like
Sky and Virgin,
everything here is like, okay, you can watch television in 1080, like it's amazingly clear. None of them have 4K right out of the gate. So I mean, having a 4K TV and then watching television, it's not going to look any different.
So
it's taken them so long.
The
it took them so long to do HD versions of the channels, didn't it?
The only thing I noticed with them was when I went from normal to HD, and literally the only thing I noticed with that was more a case of you know, again, it's things like Animal Planet and shit like that. You know, it's like animal stuff is notorious. Yeah, you can see the difference from normal.
Oh
to,
yeah, if you're watching like a documentary where it's a visual thing, then they will have been using cameras.
Yeah, you're watching Pokemon. It doesn't change.
It's not going to be better
as it looks.
No.
But, I mean, the main
even that.
On Pokemon, have you seen? There's a thing. I can't remember whether it was on YouTube or on Google, and because I don't know whether I've done something to Google on my phone or if it's an update, but Google now, it gives you, like, when you press the Google button, it gives you like
suggestions.
Yeah, and they're pretty cool. Like, a lot of the time they are very relevant to what I'm interested in too. So, hey man, welcome to the stream. I'm just doing Agents of Mayhem whilst on chat with a couple of my mates. If you got any questions about game or want to jump on chat, feel free. Ow, I'm about to die. But
if you look at the amount of data that Google has on you, it's quite disturbing.
Yeah.
Right, they run. Like those guys in Apple run the world.
There was a Pokemon thing on there, and it's like some guys made a Pokemon thing, and it's like it actually looks pretty good. Like, it doesn't look like bird's eye view. It's like fully 3D'd. You know, him wandering around and the Pokemon are in the bushes roaming around, and
like Pokemon Snap. Back in, do I mean Pokemon Snap? Is that the camera one on the N64?
Yeah, that was Snap.
Yeah, but
but like that, but obviously much better quality.
Yeah, and it looked really cool. Like, you know, you see him like throw out. You know, he has Pikachu with him, and it's like he has Pikachu next to him, like running along like Pikachu does from the cartoon, and then like he sends, and then like he goes in the grass, and a Pidgey attacks him. And it's just like the cartoon. It looks really cool, but
was it something that you've seen recently? Sorry, I guess
today.
I missed where you're watching this.
Today.
Oh, it was just a video online.
I can't remember whether it was either something on YouTube or something. I saw it on something. It was either on YouTube or it was like.
Because I think I saw the same thing.
It wasn't.
Yeah,
it was quite buggy.
Well,
it was rough.
Yeah, the Pokemon would like slide across the ground.
Oh fuck yeah! It wasn't smooth. Yeah, it wasn't.
It was really rough. Yeah, it's done by these guys.
Really pretty models, no animation.
Right.
Yeah, it was quite buggy.
These guys were like, we're just gonna, it would be really cool if there was a Pokemon game in full 3D, which is what they're doing for the Switch, of course.
That might have been.
Like a handheld. Like the handheld game, if it was realized in Unreal 4 in 3D, and it was basically an Unreal 4 like tech test.
Yeah.
Just to see what it would look like, and it looked cool for what it was. But
it did look really cool. Like cool enough that obviously I bring it up, and cool enough that I actually watched it and thought, "Fuck me, that looks really good." But I couldn't remember for the life of me where I saw it or on what. Yeah, I've since had a nap since then, and
that resets everything.
Yeah, that resets everything.
You got a hard reset.
Got like hardwired reset, and nap resets everything for me. But to be fair, I mean, I only did one overtime this week, and that was enough. But then my one couple hours overtime basically meant I did like a 13-hour day. So yeah.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say when we were back on the like topic of cable and what you're watching with television and pixel ratio. Like all of the cable companies over here, they say you're getting like 1080, and it's very few channels that actually give you 1080. All of them are 720.
Okay, 720 maybe upscaled if you're lucky.
Right, it's never what they like almost ever what they say it is. It's like, okay.
I still, like, when Blu-ray first came out, and I got for reasons I no longer quite remember, I got the Godfather trilogy on Blu-ray, and it's like, why did I do this? None of this is Blu-ray. There's one scene where they must have like lost a bit of the original footage because the quality of it is VHS. Like, it's only a very short scene. Like, it's a real short bit. But it's just, like an establishing shot. And it's like, wow, this is This is Blu-ray, and it's like I could be watching this on like a CRT.
So,
you know.
We've just discovered.
What is this, Laserdisc?
Just discovered a new thing which I immediately do not like about Agents of Mayhem, and I was actually quite enjoying it quite a lot. That you can't do the story mission I want to do.
Alright.
Because I can't do the story mission I want to do because I don't have a character with the ability of Master Programmer. So I actually have to use a different agent. So there's basically there's
the game plays like Skylanders or Lego.
There's 13 agents on the game. I believe there's 13. There might be 12, and then one is one that's a new one. And the new character looks absolute shit, but I'm surprised they're even bothering, given how the studio went bust. But yeah,
yeah, that bummed me out. I have a lot of friends that work there.
Yep. But yeah, so I can't actually do the story mission with the 3 guys I want to use, and the 3 guys I like using is Gat, who's from all the Saints Rows, because he's got a big ass shotgun, and his ultimate is this twin pistol, and every other word out his mouth is "fuck you." So that's why I enjoy playing him. The weird guy with the rifle heavy repeating shotgun. They like shotguns on this game. Which is actually a pretty good weapon, because it's a shotgun that just spanks off like anything. It's kind of like the shotgun out of Fortnite. No, like the one I liked where it has the shotgun from the dude out of Predators. Yep, it's kind of like that kind of thing.
I'm playing right now.
And then he also has a rifle attachment, so he can swap between it. And the rifle's literally like a fucking... It sounds quite... Yeah, it sounds like a decent, big old, powerful ass rifle. And then... But yeah, he's a... And this isn't being racist, because obviously it's going to be uploaded, but because I'm not. But it's like, you play as a football hooligan...
If you have to qualify the statement with, I'm not racist...
Yeah, but you play as a football hooligan?
Yeah.
A German football hooligan. It's like, right,
a German football hooligan?
Yes, a German
because the Germans, they're definitely the ones who are known for it, not the English. No, sir.
Yep. And yeah, it's like, they all have cool skins, except for the football hooligan, because they look shit.
Because they look like a football hooligan.
Football shirts. So, and then...
fat.
And then, yeah, and then the other guy... is he's called Oni or Oni, and he's a Yakuza mafia hitman boss type guy. Basically wears a mask, has a silenced pistol, and it's pretty cool. But it's more the fact that for the first time on this game I actually have to use
a guy just sprinted at me, and it did like this cinematic zoom in on him. He's like, Kent, and he goes, "Tear out your pockets, or I'll take your life." And by the time he got to me, I'd drawn 10 arrows and put them in the chest and killed him in one burst. I expected him to be strong, and he just went down.
Right, so let's change red card, and
you're playing Dragon's Dogma, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's use Yeti.
So I love that game.
We'll use Yeti, because Yeti is awesome, because he's Russian, and at the moment he looks like the dude from Thundercats, the blue dude from Thundercats, can't remember his name, but he's all furry, and yeah, he has a weird ice gun, as you do, but yeah, I don't really like using him, that's the problem. I prefer using the other one. But apparently I need to use him for this mission. It's the first time I've had a mission where you have to use him. I mean, the game's pretty big. Like, there's 75
Probably you've
missions.
had missions where you had to use a specific character, but it's just one of the 3 you will use.
Well, it's because I need his skill for hacking, apparently. And all the guys...
the other ones you normally use probably have skills, and you probably had missions where you had to use someone with...
Yeah. Almost guarantee. Yeah. I mean, I've got like 2 guys that have armor bonuses and one guy that has shield bonus. So basically I'm covered for all enemy types. I just, not the hacking, but alright.
So in Dragon's Dogma with the pawns, can you still download the pawns from the PS3
I don't know.
game, or is it just PS4?
I'm not sure if it's like it works cross.
Can you still make your pawn basically naked so that your pawn gets rented out? I watched a streamer who made their pawn and it called it Slut Aplenty. I was like,
I mean, the problem is if you make them naked, people mostly won't hire them because
it was great. It was great. He did it, and then a week later, exactly what you were just saying, Matt. He was redoing it, and someone in his stream was like, "Hey man, how's Slut Aplenty going? Is she getting pimped out?" And he goes, "Nah. No one used her, I had to put armor on her." It's like, well, yeah, because you made her naked. You made her naked with a bow and arrow. It's like, what?
Yeah.
What was you expecting?
And if she's got a bow and arrow, that means her primary weapon is daggers.
Yeah, it's like, what were you expecting? But, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you can hire them out from the PS3 one, or the PC one for that matter. I don't know if it's got like a single server. There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to.
Yeah, I was just kind of curious because it's like I still had mine on there, and I was just like, I wonder if the people who picked it up and that are on my friends list can see my pawn. Like that would be kind of neat.
That's a point. I think maybe not then, because I'm pretty sure I've got you on my friends list.
Yes, hello. I'm looking for
yeah, I didn't see it. I'm pretty sure that was Terry who had his on there when I looked at my friend list.
Yeah, I turned on my PS4 today and it was like, Terry share played Dragon's Dogma. I was like, oh, yep, what a surprise. The resident guy that buys every game in the world. Yeah. Which is quite funny, and then he goes, yeah, but you buy every game in the world too, Grim. No, I really don't. I buy a lot of games, I don't buy every fucking game every week. Yeah, not every single game every single week, though. Yeah, there's like weeks where there's quite a few games I want. Like, there's quite a few games I want now. There's like the Marvel game, Assassin's Creed, yeah. What's it? Assassin's Creed, Marvel, Alex game, Dragon's Dogma, Evil Within. You seen I was watching some guy streaming that the other day. It was a really weird thing, but I've noticed quite a few people I've seen stream it, and quite a lot of the reviews picked up on this, which is the shotgun on Evil Within. A lot of people are praising it. Apparently, it's not because it's like overpowered. They're praising it because of the sound. Apparently, it's got like a proper. Some guy referenced that it sounds like the shotgun from Evil Dead, like the boomstick. And I was like, right. Yeah, I've watched people playing it, and they're like, yeah, and it is. I've seen what they're doing. It's basically when they fire the shotgun, obviously it makes the sound, but the way they've done it on Evil Within, when they fire the shotgun, it's, you know how like normally when you fire a gun you just hit a bang 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 and that's it. When you fire the shotgun on Evil Within, it's quite a low sort of thud sound. It's proper like a boom, and it's got like a big old like a bass to it. It's really weird. It's like quite a lot of people. I was watching a review and they were saying as well, like, that they quite like the way the shotgun sounds, but it's just really weird. I was watching a review for it this morning, and it's just like, it's about the only thing I remember of the review is just them saying how much they like the shotgun, just because the way it sounded, and I was like, okay, it's kind of weird, but yeah, there's like 75 missions on Agents of Mayhem, and that's just story. And then you get foot races, car races, 350 collectibles, countless side missions. It's a pretty big game. A lot longer than what I thought. And then there's one for completing all missions on level 7 difficulty, which isn't too hard once you start upgrading your character. But I mean, be fair, I'm not really haven't looked at the trophies at all for this. I haven't looked at the trophies for. Actually, no, tell you a lie. The last game I looked at the trophies for was WWE. Just because my mate Cockney Charmer was streaming it today, and someone was saying to him, "Has he got the Snickers trophy yet?" And I was like, "Yeah, what?" So I googled it, and that actually is a trophy with a Snickers logo. And I I was like, okay.
Gotta get that.
And there's a KFC logo.
That Snickers money.
There's a KFC one as well.
Ad promo, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like,
Ad revenue.
No, I was watching something. I was sitting there looking at it all, and I was like, I wonder if they. I mean, obviously they paid. Yo.
Right.
But like, I wonder if that's like. We're going to get a McDonald's logo now, and like a BMW logo, and a Jaguar for a car game.
There was a game that had that.
BMW had a ton of...
I think Crackdown had McDonald's adverts on the billboards around the city.
Oh, did it?
All I remember is Saints Row. Saints Row was supposed to have Wendy's. Saints Row was supposed to have Wendy's, but Wendy's wouldn't sign off because it's Saints Row. So they just made a place that looked. They just made a place that looked like Wendy's, and they called it Freckle Bitches.
Freckle Bitches.
Freckle Bitches.
I love Freckle Bitches.
You don't get Freckle Bitches in Agents of Mayhem.
GTA had Cluck and Bell.
Yeah, you don't get anything like that on Agents of Mayhem. It's really odd.
Well, I mean, Freckle Bitches exist in Agents of Mayhem because the Saints Row universe is in there.
Yeah, but I've not seen a Freckle Bitches.
Just blatantly.
It's
blatantly Wendy's, but
yeah, Freckle Bitches, that'll do.
Laughed about that for so long. It's still hilarious. I can't believe they did that.
Oh, okay. So that's why I can't do the
careful with stuff like that as well.
I've now got to the missions in the game that are going to require specializations, because it's just come up. You've just unlocked that specific objectives are looking for specific people. Also, you like if you choose to be Yeti. You have to have him at level 10 in order to unlock his specialization. So that's probably why I haven't had that before, because I haven't actually had... I don't have a level 10 character that has that. I've just leveled Yeti up before. But
wow, that's a nice car.
I was chatting
to... You were saying like an hour ago about the PS4 Pro.
What he said? His wife's sister's boyfriend?
It's not just graphical, it is better processing speed and stuff as well, so you should get lower load times, less issues with like frames dropping and screen tearing.
Well, I know the Surge has a boost mode, because I share played the first boss for Terry, because he was stuck on it. And obviously, share play is an odd thing, because the idea of it is very good. It's just I think it's executed very badly. Like it's really good. Like if I'm stuck, but it's like if I'm stuck on a boss and I know Met can do it, like like the Rage thing. You remember Rage, that awesome game? You remember trying to do the fucking
ending? That game.
Yeah,
the tech demo.
Rage, the game with
it was a long game. To be fair, I remember
the
the end of that game being like,
thing.
you get to that elevator and it's like, right, I've got this far. It's quite difficult. Load up all my guns, make sure I've got enough healing items, make sure everything's. I'm getting up to the nines. Press the button, elevator starts going up. The credits roll. Like, what the fuck?
I was on about more the amazing fun times we had playing the stupid 5-finger death game.
Oh yeah, that was...
Yeah, remember that? You played Rage, didn't you, Nightswarm?
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember the funny game, the Five Finger Death? With the
no. I was so mad at that game.
Basically,
but
it was
at the end I was just like...
When I was bothered by the trophies and that, I was determined to get the plat, and in order to get the plat, I needed to get the
1,000 on those. I think I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
that was on,
I needed to get the
Xbox.
5 finger, and basically it's a knife game.
You have to do that on the hardest setting. It's you know what 5 finger fillet is. Have you seen Aliens?
Your knife and your hand, and you stab that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Try and avoid stabbing your own hand. Correct.
Yep.
They put that into the game, and basically you just have to press the button at the right time to not stab your finger.
Yeah, I can't do that because I'm stupid
really
and just do not have the patience to do that. So I took it to Met's house, and literally,
we fucking ages. So it was really hard.
Yeah, I took it to Met's house in the morning, and I was like, "Oh, buy your breakfast." Brought him breakfast. We were still there at lunch trying it, so I brought him lunch. We were still there at tea. I was like, fuck this shit. Came back home and got my missus to do it as well, and she managed to do it like 3rd, 4th try, and I was like, really? The one person the one person in my life that doesn't play computer games, doesn't care about them, isn't interested in them.
It's not really a computer game thing though. It's just
she just literally just sat there and just went bap 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 bap. Did it all, and then literally threw the controller back at me and went, now fuck off so I can watch Hunger Games. I was like, wow. True love. It's like, yeah. But yeah, it's like, share play is like, is designed to like, like Met could share play Dragon's Dogma, or I could share play Agents of Mayhem, so if you weren't sure about it, and there's not a demo, which there isn't, I could share play and you could play it. The problem with share play is it lags so bad.
Like any game, like anything other than like an RPG which is turn-based or like a tactics game, you can play those fine, like without any real issue.
But like the Surge,
any
you can't,
action element to it,
because the reactions are just terrible. You get bounced. You get bounced down the road.
One of the hardest things I ever did was when I did Dark Souls 3. I completed the first boss for Terry on share play. That's one of the hardest things I've done on.
Yeah, I remember doing share play for Terry, wasn't it? We had to help him on that. I had to help him with
because obviously the first boss you can't level up or anything, so I did it for it. I actually managed to do it. I think it only took me 1 or 2 tries, but
yeah, it's just the share play. It's like it's a good idea. It's just it's executed really badly.
Well, there's no other way to execute it the way they've done it, unless you basically, because it needs to be implemented in the game to sync up properly. And obviously, games aren't going to implement it so that you can play their games. Like, it's a lot of work for them to put that in for no real benefit.
The reason why I'm bringing it up is because I remember playing. What was it? The Surge, and I actually had to tell him to turn the boost mode off, because on the Surge on the PS4 Pro there's a boost mode. It like enhances the graphics and makes it run smoother, but it is noticeable. Like if you don't have a Pro and you play it with and without, it is noticeable, but it's not like noticeable to the point of like, oh yeah man, I need to buy a PS4 Pro. It's like, fuck off.
How do you mean it's noticeable then?
It's noticeable in like the graphics look better, and the game seems to run smoother, like less of a frame rate issue drop, and stuff like that. But it's not noticeable like, like this is so much more advanced and. The
but
boost
then if you're
mode
playing it on boost mode without a Pro, then presumably you're getting a fairly crap approximation.
Yeah.
In fact, if anything, it should run. If anything, it's going to run worse that way.
Yeah, it's because there is a bunch of games that use that have things for the PS4 Pro, isn't it? And it's like.
Yeah, I just don't know. I don't because.
I was always curious whether or not it's actually worth it.
I just don't think it is, because they have to make it so that every game that you can play on the PS4 Pro is playable on the regular PS4, because they are the same console. There's not any, so they can't have a game that only works on the Pro. So therefore, they can't do anything really interesting with it. They can't make a game where it uses all that processing power.
Right.
It just, I don't know why they've done this half the PS4.5. Like,
see, I was actually pretty mad because the PS4 Pro was something that I didn't think would have to be a thing when the PS4 came out. Oh, God damn,
yeah, the whole point was that the PS4 was like so much like it was way over spec.
I thought they were like bullshitting us a little bit by not talking about the graphical update, the graphical update with like capabilities when it came out. Like, I thought it was going to be like, oh yeah, you know, they're not talking about they're not talking about 4K with the PlayStation 4, and I figured that it was going to be like, yeah, you know, we'll surprise everyone with that like later. Like, it's a capability that's in there, but we're not going to talk about it now because it'll be like cooler later. Oh, this thing that you already own has the capability, so you know you're ready to go. It just needed like, maybe they patched like maybe it was out and then they did like a hardware update or something. But
no, instead you have to spend another £500 on $500.
Right, you have to get a new one
for a new console that lets you play nothing new.
I'm hoping that Clayton is still in here. If you are, I'm sorry, I've only just noticed that you said hi. How are you doing? Hope you're okay. I was like trying to hack and mid-conversation and not really watching my black screen, so, but yeah, I hope you're still in here and everything and doing all good. Oh, sweet, even better. Thank you very much for the follow, mate. But yeah, we're just chatting about random games, like the newer games and stuff that are coming out. But I saw Assassin's... So yeah, like with Shadow of War, I'm a good like 80-90% probably going to get it. Because it does look good. I don't understand the big deal with the loot box microtransactions. I don't get why everyone's getting really arsey and bent out of shape. It's optional.
It's gambling.
If you get the chance, Filter Court and I actually talk about that pretty heavy on our new podcast that's coming out Monday. Because we were playing, we talked about Shadows of War.
Yeah, he got the super
Battlefield
mega
2.
expensive super duper version, didn't he? In the end.
Yeah, I find it amazing. These things exist. Like every time new games come out, it's
his game.
You can get the £40 version or the £50 version.
Oh no! He didn't get he didn't get the standard one, and he didn't get the $50-$60 one. He got like
they're 100+.
Yeah, that's what he got, wasn't it? Didn't he get like?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he got the big boy.
Super duper edition with a gold ring, and you know, it's like. But then to be fair, like. And like it's been a long while since I've been bothered by than been bothered by it, but on January 26th, obviously I am pretty certain I'm going to be off work because I'll be taking it off work, and if not, I will be crying my little eyes out. But on January 26th, I will be doing my damn longest ass stream because on the midnight on the Thursday, the moment my PS4 says, "Hey, GRIMREAPERSAGE, you can play Monster Hunter World," I'm going to be sitting there with my cock out, going, "Oh my god!" and having a heart attack.
That's Filter Cord right now. It was that and Dream Daddy, I think, were the Holy Grail games.
I'm still waiting for you two to stream Dragno Popopo.
That is my favorite thing. Like when you said that in like during our podcast, I was like, I don't care what happens. I want him to be the tech guy.
But Met can probably actually say it right because he can probably say it right.
What's that?
Dangle Rampa, I think what it is.
Dragno yeah. The thing with the bear.
You call it like Dangle Dirty Grandpa or something like that.
Okay, now that Night Swarm's got affiliate, which is ever so good. I pointed out he should do a specific day for his subs, like most streamers do. And I said to him, what he should do for his subs is do one which is he should play Beach Beach Bikini Super Summer Splash Free. Because when he plays that online, you blatantly know that all them people are playing it with one hand. Slap, slap, slap. But I reckon like you and Filter Cord would proper enjoy playing that. Yeah? Yeah.
Oh yeah, that would be... Like, that's
a good
kind
game.
of like what I'm trying to...
I'm guessing Matt's seen loads of it, about it, because it's such an amazing Game of the Year's title. But,
what, Danganronpa or whatever?
No, the Beach Beach Bikini Splash.
It has a different name. I can't remember. It's something super Japanesey.
It's Beach
but
Beach
it's basically...
Bikini Splash.
It's a third-person shooter with Tekken's boob physics, and you play only girls that are wearing bikinis.
No, there is a guy.
And they have a...
There is a guy.
I don't... Was there? I didn't see one.
There's one guy. Trust me, I've watched people... Yeah.
You... the idea is you play a female. You play a female that has nothing, like just a bikini on, and they have water pistols and super soakers and stuff like that. They're just running around like that's the gun for the third-person shooter. We were laughing at it pretty hard. Like it was because we do on our podcast, we start with the games that are releasing for the upcoming week. So when it comes out Monday, the games will start to come out on Tuesday. And you'll have that data, if you listen to it on Monday, you'll have that day to go and, pre-order or go look at it, see if it's something you're interested in. And that one came up, and we were like, and this is the what the fuck game this week. Like,
I was, Janine was
this
like
week, and who the fuck asked for this?
So I was able to actually watch it on their Twitch.
Boy.
I was actually able to watch it on their Twitch because I wasn't streaming, or I can't remember why I wasn't streaming or whatever, but I wasn't on and she wasn't using her laptop, so I was actually able to listen
you were looking
to
at porn, yeah.
So no, I was listening to them whilst watching the trailer of each game they were chatting about, and obviously, does the chat log show up only on Filter Cord's screen, or does it show up on yours?
It shows up on mine too, but I'm running so much stuff.
Because literally, I kept chatting.
I don't reply a lot.
Because I know you run all the videos and that. It's really cool. Like, I've never seen a podcast until I've watched his. It's really cool. Like, I'm sure it's... Yeah, you've probably seen podcasts before, but it's really cool. Like, when they were chatting about Lord of Rings, like, they bring up a thing, like, on the Twitch where you can see it, and you can see, like, the little mouse cursor, like, clicking on YouTube, and you can hear them typing it to load up the trailer, and then they'll pause the trailer and say that they like this bit, but then... And it's proper cool. And, yeah, I listen to it every week now, and it's like... Yeah, it's a good, like, 2 hours long, and I literally piss myself laughing so much when I'm watching it, and, I was watching it.
I mean, we do say a lot of stupid shit. So,
what is it actually called, the podcast?
Just if you have like iTunes, Google Play, we also have it on Podbean.com, which is our host. So if you want to get it on PC,
Podbean's the one I actually use. So.
Oh, cool. Yeah, just look up Mammoth Games or try Mammoth Games Inc. It comes up under. I think it comes up under both of them now. But for a while there, it was only coming up under one. What was that?
Mammoth Games Cast?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
I think you'll know it because they always start with this weird fucking monkey gorilla shit going on, and it's so weird. It's like before they start.
Neon thing that you have on your Twitch page. I'm pretty sure that's...
Yeah, they have this weird like monkey sound though, and it's funny as hell.
Well, this guy he got a hold of me on. It was either LinkedIn or ArtStation, and he was looking for a 3D artist, and he's like, hey, I'm doing this project, yada yada yada. He's the producer, and I worked on him with this project, and he had 3 projects in the making. One of them took off. I was working on the other 2, so I was like, well, okay, yeah, fuck me, right? But he got his bachelor's in sound, specifically for video games, and then got his master's in video game production. And I was like, you still do some sound stuff, right? He's like, yeah. I was like, just do some, like, if you can, just do me like a, I don't know, like a 15-second thing of like drums and like a mammoth noise and like some jungle stuff, because we were just starting Mammoth Games Inc. It was just at the time it was just Nips and I, and he sends me that, and I was like, that's weird. Nips was like, that's weird. I was like, let's run it. Like,
that's weird. Perfect. Let's go.
It is the most funniest thing though. Like, if you load it up, Matt, and load up like the one that will be on there, because it will still be last week's. That's the one where I was in chat, and literally you hear him, and it's so hilarious because halfway through it, you can blatantly tell like Nightswarm's the one like loading all the YouTube and stuff, so he's not seeing it, and Filter Chord's like answering my messages, and as they're chatting, all he's getting is just me spamming, just beach, bikini, dragno, po pose, and he's like, what? And you can just hear Filter Chord, his mate, just pissing himself laughing, and then he's like, oh, and then he's like, I'm gonna ban Grim in a minute if he keeps going on.
I'm about to bring down the fucking ban hammer on this guy if he mentions it one time.
And then like, there's the bit where he's like, there's a bit at the start where he's like, oh yeah, we were chatting to our resident friend Grim, and we've got this running joke now where he tries not to mention the name of the game, so he says, that game I won't mention, and
the game that shall not be named.
It's like, I said to him, my phone went off, and like, there's a new video, and I swear it was you that was saying there's a new video on YouTube or something, and I looked at it, and it's like top 10 new things that you need to know before you play Monster Hunter World. And I was chatting and Met about this earlier, weren't we? And I was literally pissing myself laughing. And he's like, why is it so funny? I was like, because it's top 10 new things that they want you to know about Monster Hunter World. Mate, I knew all of them. That like it wasn't a surprise. I was like, oh, I was like, that's not good. It's like,
you know too much.
it's like from like gamer ranks or like fucking what's the other one? Gaming Bolt. So it's like from this people that have like, you know, 1 million, 2 million plus, and has like regular content, and it's like, kind of like IGN kind of thing, and it's like, top 10 new things we know about this game, and I was like, I already knew all that. I was like, wow. I was saying to Matt, like, I kind of think that's an issue, and he was like, well, it's not really, it's not a new IP. It's like, no, it's not a new IP, but the fact I already know the supposed top 10 new features enough that it wasn't showing me nothing I didn't know is kind of an issue. It's like,
freaking harpies so much.
What are we doing? Yay, I don't need that character. Right, let's change.
Yeah, we've been doing I think we're on like we're in our 20s for our podcast now, and about halfway through we started doing that live stream thing to try to make it more interesting, and it's pretty fun. We tried to do it on Fridays, but sometimes we have to switch it up due to scheduling. Like, we had to do it on Thursday this week because
I love the best bit about one of them is they were chatting about Project Cars, and they were like, and Nightsword's like, yeah, so Project Cars, so we're both not racing game fans, and but our friend Grim got it, and then Filter Chord's like, oh, okay, cool, what did he say? Well, I asked him about it, and he just said, yeah, it's good. And I was like, literally sitting there going, yeah, I got rid of it by the time this got aired, but yeah. It's
right. I asked you about it one day, and you were like, yeah, it's a cool, it's a racing game. And I was like, oh, okay,
he asked me about it.
And that was all I got out of it.
Yeah, he was like,
it's a racing game. Thanks.
He's like, yeah.
Project Cars is a racing game. Good to know.
He was like, yeah, what do you think of it? I was like, yeah, it's alright, it's a pretty cool racing game and that. It's not too bad. And then, like, literally about a week later, he's like, so how's Project Cars going, Grim? Oh, yeah, I got rid of it, dude. He's like, oh, okay. So, yeah.
I mean, that could be good. I don't know, I haven't played a racing game since, like, PS1, so...
Yeah, the last racing game I played that I actually enjoyed was Need for Speed Most Wanted, but not the one that came out relatively recently. The one on...
Yeah, you're talking about...
360?
Yeah,
it was like the release titles for the 360, I think.
Yeah.
So good. And then they released Most Wanted again, and it was Nothing like that at all.
I can't wait until they put the Need for Speed Underground logo on one of their games.
Another game.
And try to make another Need for Speed Underground, and then they fuck it up. Yeah, because that's what's gonna happen. Like, that's their big thing. They're just like, I feel like Underground's their ace in the hole.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't understand like why they just called it the exact same name as a game that was released like
Well, a new one's called
not even
Payback.
that long before.
yeah, the new one's Payback.
Yeah.
There was a big thing, like, when the Underground games were coming out, it was, there was, like, Tony Hawk Underground, which was really, really good, I thought. And then there was Need for Speed Underground. And I don't know, I always think of those two games together, you know, it doesn't really have a lot to do with the name, it has more to do with how they, it was kind of like, in the Tony Hawk game, you were, like, you start as just nobody. And then you have to get, like, amateur and then pro, and then you kind of build, like, you play through this guy's life. And I don't know why, but I felt like Need for Speed was kind of the same thing. You start with, like, a piece of shit car, and then by the time you're done, it's, like, as low to the ground as it could possibly be, and it has these sweet lights, and it's just a cool looking car. That's why I kind of attribute those together, but
The thing
like,
with Need for Speed,
I can't wait for them to bring those back and then fail.
It's just Need for Speed's just like, you know.
You're still making Tony Hawk games.
Yeah, kinda.
It's just.
Weirdly, I was just bored looking for music, and I found the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 soundtrack. I was like, yeah, this is me done for a while.
Yep.
An hour of amazing tracks.
Rage Against the Machine. That's all I ever needed.
Yeah. Guerrilla Radio.
Right.
And,
They remade
Can't Kill Yourself.
Yep.
Planets Collide.
They remade one. Yeah, it was 1 and 2. Tony Hawk's 1 and 2 on PS3. I think it was closer to the end of the console, and that was really good. But the trophies really pissed me off because it was just kind of like bullshit stuff. They're like, oh, we would have never have made this an objective in the original game because it's like just so ridiculous. But we'll make it a trophy in this one because, you know, fuck these guys. It's just like they would have never have tried to manual as long as they want you to manual for certain trophies when the original game was out. So it's just frustrating.
Yeah, they like to put in stupid shit for some trophies, don't they?
Yeah.
RPGs are usually the worst for that. Like,
He's seen
kill 100,000 enemies. Why? What? Who wants this?
He's seen the.
And then you look at the next one, 500,000. Shit.
Yeah. It's like, oh god. I mean, Eon East, which I've now completed and kind of done with, they're the trophies for playing as each character for 10 hours. You don't actually. I don't think you actually have to do anything. I think you should load it up and like leave it on for the day, and you can come back with the trophy.
What's that on?
There you go. On East.
Oh, is it?
The one that says, what's it? What's the phrasing?
Spend time with them or something. I
it
got
like
it for
thoroughly
adult.
Explored thoroughly with Ado, Alexia said, blah, blah, blah. Each of those is playing with 10 hours with each character.
Yeah, I've got as far as, obviously it's not really going to spoil it because Nightswarm's hasn't got it, and you're massively further than me. I got as far as getting the weird dude with the rifle. He's pretty cool.
Hummel.
Yeah. He's kind of really arrogant though, isn't he? He's just sort of like...
I was just looking at the trophies, and you can see who the popular characters are because you can look at the Explored Thoroughly trophies and you see 63% of people have got it with Adult, but then he's the main character. And if I hadn't worked out what the trophies were, I wouldn't have ever stopped playing it.
Yeah, I don't know all the other characters,
is 17%.
so don't ruin it.
Alright.
Well, I'm actually really enjoying that game, like, enough that I haven't been bothered to look at the trophies, because I don't look at trophies for any games anyway, but I'm actually really enjoying, like, building up the base and scavenging, and I've just got the, cool just killed the boss and got the, like, nano fuse core, or not nano fuse core, basically the upgrade you need when you get the blacksmith bird. and so I've now got a
the forge class.
like a newer sword.
Yeah, I think it's called the Forge Core.
Yeah, that's it, Forge Core, yeah. I've just got that and been able to upgrade it.
Yeah, every time you get that, you can upgrade your weapon level 3 levels.
Yeah. I'm really enjoying that game.
And they look quite nice. I'd say I'm quite impressed with that in terms of... They're I mean, it's not a spoiler, they're the trophy for getting every character up to their max weapon. But you don't have to upgrade it the 3 levels each time. You just have to upgrade it to the next tier.
Oh, okay.
But each tier of them, like of the 6 characters, each tier has got like a theme to it. So they all look. You can always tell when characters got the same tier weapons, so they've got like similar style. But each of them is all pretty cool, and there's like 6 tiers of weapons. I think. I thought it was a decent touch that they've actually made it that all the weapons look pretty cool. They all upgrade nicely like each time, so I had to start with a broken anchor as the first weapon. And then...
yeah, he gets a... I showed Nightstorm earlier when he was watching my stream all the weapons. I was like, yeah, so this bird has a rapier. This guy has a gun. This one has a like a sword, and this one has a big, massive, giant anchor. Just because he can, really. It's like...
And Hammer has a rifle spear.
Yeah, rifle spear, which is strange. yeah.
That was the thing... What game was that?
What was it you said there was a Final Fantasy reference? You said Nightstorm. There's one of the characters in there that said it reminded him of some character from Final Fantasy. But
alright.
Not entirely sure. You still there, Nightsource?
Yeah, sorry, it was PlayStation.
Yeah, I was saying I met about
it like kicked on and it's running really well. Yeah, I could hear you guys. I had it on mute, but it was messing with my PlayStation. It just started running like really like sound like a jet taking off. Yeah, I was like, dude, I've never heard it be that loud before.
Yeah, what was the character you were saying reminded you of?
The blacksmith reminded me of Tifa from Final Fantasy.
That was it.
Yeah. Alright. I can see that.
Just in her look. I was like, neat.
The only thing that's sort of annoying, and like I was gonna buy God Eater Rage Burst, but I'm gonna wait for the new one because I got Tukiden, and it's like I like the fact that Tukiden has it. It's like I really hate the fact like I know like obviously whether it's like people's impression. But I really hate the fact how it's like every single bird on God Eater Rage Burst is like wearing fuck all and like in their underwear, and it's just like, really? You're fighting like a 30-foot mutant demon dragon with 5 heads. Yeah, I'm gonna run up to it in my pants. Yep. I'm gonna run up to it in my G-string and slap it.
It's a bit of a tired trope, isn't it? Like
it's just, it really puts me off because it's kind of like there's a game called, and I mean it's kind of its own sort of thing. There's a game called 4 Goddesses Online, and the Metacritic for it is like 90, and like the player score is really high. It's a really decent game, but you play only as women, which isn't an issue, but all the outfits are literally them in like fucking bra and pants, and it's like, what the fuck? It's like the best outfit in the game. Huh?
What game is this?
4 Goddesses Online, I think it's called. And yeah, and it's just like,
oh, that's proper JRPG. No.
Yeah, it's proper.
It's Neptunia.
Yeah.
That's why. The Neptunia games are parodies.
Oh, okay.
They're meant to be like that. They're taking the piss out of anime games, so they are.
Okay. But yeah, like Sword Art, for example, I really enjoyed Sword Art.
That's why it's called Cyber Dimension Neptunia, and the other one was Hyper Dimension Neptunia.
I really enjoyed Sword Art, but the problem I had on Sword Art is you don't have to, but there's a whole chunk of the game that's devoted about banging your teammates, and their outfits, like, the more you evolve your teammates, the more slutty their outfits get. And it's like, I don't know, it's just kind of, it bugs me. It just kind of annoys me, because it's sort of like...
Sword Art.
Yeah.
It is a weird mechanic to put in some games.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't understand why they make it so that the women in the games are wearing, like, barely any clothing. It's like, yeah.
Well, I mean, to be fair, they do it on... I mean, they do it on other games, too. Like, Witcher and...
I mean, the main female characters in East is a girl in hot pants, Latvia, and a girl wearing, like, a
that's the one I showed you. The very first time you meet her and she's stark because she drops her towel, and then she slaps you and you see her naked, and it's just like, wow.
Well, you don't actually... Well,
yeah, you don't actually see it, but... Yeah.
And to be fair, your character does graciously close his eyes, so... Neither does
he gets a good little look in, though. Yeah.
I thought that was a surprisingly well done, given that it was like a taking the piss out of this story we were seeing him then seeing a naked, but the whole thing of him parrying it. But yeah, I mean the characters. I mean you've got a girl who's in hot pants the entire game.
Yeah.
I mean the nun at one point takes up her habit and then ties up her skirt really short.
Oh, does it?
For reasons that we don't really.
You know the one I showed you earlier.
Her quest line. Yeah.
You know the one I showed you earlier, Nightswarm, where I was like, oh, I've got two different outfits from, like, this is Adol in his sailor outfit.
I don't
right.
And then I was like, this is
like,
the...
You get one extra outfit for each character, and they
you only get one.
Yeah. You can download, I think you can download some extra ones.
Yeah, you can.
But as far as, from what I've seen, they are all just the outfits from previous games.
Oh, yeah.
For Christian.
Yeah, I really hate the fact that she keeps saying his whole name.
Yeah,
really annoying.
That did start to annoy me towards the end.
It's like she can't just say Christian. She's like, oh, Christian Adol, let's go kill that dinosaur. Oh, Christian Adol, let's go to the shop. Oh, Christian Adol, let's do this. It's like, mate, stop saying my whole name. You know, it's like.
The other thing is the attachments. They've put in the system where you've got your equipment list, and if you go all the way to the bottom, you have a costume and 2 attachments, which are just visual things. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4 in the game. In the entire game, every character has access to 2. 3 of the characters get ones that only they can wear.
Yeah.
And the only other one is you can attach a small furry animal to every single character.
I tried getting the sword tip thing from the weird buffalo creatures for about an hour the other day. Couldn't do it.
You tried to
Played
get what,
it. Sword tip fang from the weird buffalo creatures.
Yeah.
Couldn't get one. Gave up on it. Was streaming it early and was showing Nightswarm how the fishing on that game. I like fishing. And
the fishing's quite cool.
Yeah, and it's like, so I did that, and I picked up a swordfish, and it gave me a sword tip fang, and I was like, oh, of course. Yeah. So spent like an hour yesterday farming that, and couldn't get it. It's like, yeah. But yeah, it's a really weird thing because it's like literally like, I watched someone streaming the because that's the thing, it's like I like proper Jap games like Sword Art. The only problem I have with Sword Art is just that it's almost too Japanese for me. Like, it plays and it has so many references where it's like, oh, you got a message. What? Yeah, you got a message like you would do on an MMO, but it's a single player game, and it's just
well, I mean, that's kind of the thing about Sword Art, right? I mean, you're inside of the game.
Sword Art or heard of it
called Sword Art Online?
Right. I've never ever.
It's a single player game about someone playing a multiplayer game.
Yeah, I know, it's an anime and everything. It's like pretty big, and
it's taking what they did with like Dot Hack, and it's putting that, like, I remember playing Dot Hack back in the day, and it was the same thing. It's like, oh, you got a message, and you'd act like you were playing an MMO, but it was kind of like, it was like the poor man's MMO. It was a person who, like, I felt like, well, while I was playing it, I was like, man, I feel like I'm playing this because I don't have any friends to play an MMO with.
But that's the thing is like
to get from a game.
That's the thing is the
But
problem
it
I
was
was
a good
getting.
game.
With,
I like it.
The problem I was getting with Sword Art is just that it was fun. It's a good game and all, but it's I don't know. It's just for me. It's just too Japanesey, you know. And it's weird saying that because I've had like Nier and the original Nier and everything else, and they're proper like fucking old.
Well, Nier's pretty unique to be fair.
Yeah, but it's just too Japanesey in a sense. Like one of them that again, it's completely optional. You don't have to, but one of them is this person that calls you daddy, and she looks like an 8-year-old girl, and then you for a trophy you have to date her, hold her hand and take her back to your bed and have sex with her, and it's just like she looks like an 8-year-old girl, and it's just
like for the anime for that game, that was about where I lost interest.
Yeah, it's just kind of like this is kind of blurring the line of like I know you don't have to. I know you don't have to do it because it's only for a trophy, but no.
I never figured it out.
Rewarding you for it. I mean,
yeah,
it's just weird enough.
Yeah, I never ended up figuring it out like while I was watching the anime. But yeah, it was like for whatever reason now there's this. You have like I think she was your girlfriend or something, the main character's girlfriend, and then this kid showed up out of nowhere and she started calling you daddy, and you were like her parents.
Yep, you have to take two of the guys to bed as well.
That's weird, I'm out.
Yep, that was where I gave up, was when, so you choose to be a man or woman, and depending on who you choose, it just changes what you look like. But the thing on Sword Art is I had a lot of fun playing it. It was just, the more I played it, it's literally, I like Japanese style games like Ys and Nier and, Monster Hunter and Tukiden. Tukiden is Japanese. Even the subtitles, it's English, otherwise it's Japanese. Even when they talk, it's in Japanese. And then if you don't have the subtitles on, you won't have a clue what they're saying. And I'm fine with that, because I can read the subtitles. But, I'm good with that. But when it gets to the point where even if you're, it's optional again, so it's not like you have to. But when it gets to where you get this character, it's like an 8-year-old girl and she's calling you daddy, and then one of the trophies is, reach maximum affinity with them, and the only way you reach maximum affinity with them is basically getting them back to your bedroom. It's just no, and it's just like that for me is just like you said, right, with the anime. Nope, I'm out. Just nope. It's just that bit too cringy for me. It's
like I'm really weird with anime. Like I can't really do anime anymore. You know what I mean?
I really found an anime I like, but I like anime films. I always find the pacing in anime to be too weird.
I like
anime. It's like they just take it to weird places.
Yeah. I mean,
and it's like, why? I don't want to.
Anime-wise, and just every time I pick it up, it's like, just not doing it. For
like what I do like is I like reading manga a lot, because it's a little more like uncut. It feels a little more raw, and I guess I kind of like that about it. Like we really didn't see it during the original Dragon Ball, but you were kind of talking about something earlier, and it reminded me of a scene in the original Dragon Ball where young Goku is peering through this window and he sees Bulma in the shower.
Oh, I saw that. And I've seen that bit.
Yeah. In the manga, it's so funny and messed up. And
it's really not when they made it into where it wasn't. Like,
right. When I watched it after school on Toonami, I was like, this is not right? Like,
yeah. That's the thing, though. It's like, but no, because there's like saying, so because I kind of want to get that Alex game, but it does kind of remind me of Fallout.
We talked about it a bit on the podcast, and kind of share our thoughts. And Filter Cord brought up a really good point that I don't remember like what all games they made. I know he was a little more familiar with it.
Gothica and stuff like that is what.
Yeah, they made. He's like, you know, he was kind of talking about how he has followed the company, like not like on purpose. He's not like a big fan or anything, but it's just he knows the company, and he's like they have a really like inconsistent track record of games. They have like this thing where it's like this game looks really good, and then he's like I would get it and I would be like this is not as good as it looked. So he's like, you know, I think he was saying like I'm gonna avoid it, but you know, I guess some people will probably be into it.
That's the thing is,
like, okay,
I
fair
like
enough.
what I've seen of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I really like what I've seen of Alex. Like, enough that, like, I've considered buying it, because it does look pretty cool. But it's just...
Watching the trailers, it looks really good. But
yeah,
then I see gameplay and
watching
I'm like,
the gameplay, like I said, the only real issue with the gameplay is just it looks like there's frame rate issues. But again, they could fix that on day one patch, because there will inevitably be a day one patch. And, yeah, I mean, there's a guy who streams, who has a shop, I can't remember where in America, but he calls these shops ccgames.net, I think it's called, or something like that. And, like, he says, like, a very valid point, which is, back in the day, when, yeah, and I'm talking, like, when it was, like, N64 and stuff, you know, cartridges, you never got day one updates. You know, you never have massive, long, hour-long installs. You know, and it's
well,
kind of like...
but to be fair, they weren't this big either.
No, yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
But
and
then,
plus, yeah, it was not possible.
Yeah. I mean, that's actually one of my teachers talked about when I was studying this stuff, and he's like, back when games used to come out, they had to make them... They had to be so efficient with the way they coded everything, with the way they built everything, the way more of everything. Because they only had so little space to cram a game into.
Yeah,
like, now it's
the
like,
textures
well,
had to be multi-use.
500 gig of space on it, so if I leave in 5 gigs of redundant code, who cares? No one's going to notice.
Yeah. But it's
Right.
it's like ESO though, isn't it? With the memory space. I had to delete ESO in the end because before the
Doom
update...
is still the biggest game I've ever had in Steam. It's like 60 gig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
GTA
like,
is right there, though.
Game. Why is
Yeah,
it
but
60
ESO is
gig?
about 100 gig now because of all the updates and stuff. And
Fuck that
It's so
noise.
badly done then, because I'm sure Final Fantasy was like 20, and that has like 3 full expansions.
yeah, but Final Fantasy
Two
Online is doing huge. Like,
It's like, yeah, if I wanted to have one game on my system.
Yeah.
yeah.
And mate, Pig always saying, I upgraded to 1 terabyte. Like, as soon as I got it, it's like, that's a really good idea, but I can't do that because if I change my hard drive, it will wipe everything.
Yeah.
If I had it,
Yeah.
I did it
Well,
with
I
my
mean, you
PS3,
can upload to the cloud, but if you have things like
Can't
that you
upload
can't get anymore, like
yeah.
like Silent Hills and stuff like that, like that's gonna be, I think that's gone. I don't have confirmation on that, but I'm pretty sure once you delete it, it's gone permanently.
Yeah.
And I still have that, so that's why, like,
Fair enough.
man, I don't want to get rid of it. Like, that game is really fun to play around Halloween, so, you know, we're coming up
Which
on
Silent
it.
Hill was this?
It is the playable teaser for Silent Hills. It was the
God, yeah, PT.
PT.
That one.
Yeah.
I'd
Yeah.
forgotten about that. The one, yeah, because they then canned the game, didn't they?
Yeah,
Konami
assholes.
decided, oh, you know what, actually,
Yeah,
we're just
why
going
did
to
they
make
take it
Tinker
out?
machines. Oh, because
Yeah, they're
Konami
just
don't
like,
make games.
oh, we have the biggest visionary director for video games in the entire world, so we're going to
And
treat
then
him
we
like
matched
shit and then
him
get rid of this
with-
franchise.
Yeah, and then we matched him with the greatest horror writer in Japan, and
Yeah.
then we put in what's his name, the guy from Walking Dead, a massive,
Yeah, Norman
AAA
Reedus.
actor.
Apparently, they're all friends, so what in the fuck were they thinking?
I don't know why
sounds-
you would go that far and then just be like, yeah, fuck it, let's just cancel it. Like, what?
Yeah, no, let's just focus
Yeah.
on
I was
let's
gonna
just
say,
focus
that
on
sounds
shitty.
really good from the start. It sounds like, wow, it sounds like it's going to be
it's
really
so
good.
Weird.
No,
like,
this like I have it on my Twitch page. I have a full Let's Play of playable teaser from beginning to end.
Oh,
And
cool.
usually around Halloween, it gets a bunch of views.
It was cool, to be fair. Some of the stuff,
It's
some of
the
the stuff
best
hidden
horror
in
game
that
I ever
was
played.
insane. There was a thing where, if you had the PlayStation Eye, it has a mic on it, and if you walk up to the answer machine at the right point and say hello, like, you get a voice message come up and start talking to you.
Right.
And it's like stuff that's not like there's nowhere in the game does it say obviously this will use your microphone or anything like that. It's just this stuff people found. Insane the amount of depth to that little.
It was like one of the first times that I'd ever seen a company use. They use so many things, and people were massing on like Reddit, like, oh, this is what I found, and this is what I found. Oh, I got to the end and I got, this weird code. Like, wonder what that's about. Just so good. Yeah.
I know. It was so well done, and it's just like, and now it's just gone. Like.
Yeah.
Because Konami is just so dumb.
Yeah.
I just can't believe it didn't like get bought up or so. Well, no, I just can't believe they didn't sell it. Like.
Yeah, they won't
still
sell
own the
it.
rights to all of it. It's like, why? You're not doing anything with it.
It's just them being dicks with it, basically.
I mean, Konami. I assume you know this, Grim. Konami don't make games anymore.
So
Konami
what do they do?
Like, they make pachinko machines.
Right.
They make what?
And nothing else. Pachinko machines. It's a Japanese thing, really, but.
Yeah, it's basically kind of like slot machines.
Gambling. Yeah, it's basically gambling.
Right. So, like, what? They're never gonna make another Metal Gear then?
No.
Well, they are. They have a Metal Gear in the works right now. No. They're still making a Metal Gear, and I feel like they're just doing it to be like, we don't need Kojima.
Oh right.
But we do. What's the first thing that they do? They're like, well, I guess we'll just put zombies in it. And I'm not joking about that.
What is with the zombie thing lately? Like, for the last couple of years, like, everything now is like, yeah, stick zombies in it. Zombie solves everything. It's like, I was watching a thing on YouTube earlier, and it's like top 10, like, things that are wrong with zombies, and it's like, and there was one that I thought was great, which was one of them is, how comes in America that it's normally always in America, and how comes, like, there's armies full of special forces, black ops, hard-ass bastards that can murder people without being caught, and there's armies with guns and helicopters and machine guns, but yet they always get killed by the zombies, but the dude from the petrol station down the road that looks like a pervert
in a country where there are more
survive.
guns than people.
Yeah.
Good pervy Carl. Good pervy Carl. He always just sets it up. He knows what's going on.
But it was like this guy was like, yeah, like, how comes all the army always get killed, and yet Joe Bloggs from the petrol station suddenly knows how to use a Gatling gun when he wouldn't. and then it was like,
to be fair, like, there would genuinely be an issue with the military in that zombies, obviously, the whole zombie thing tends to be random people getting killed, and military runs purely on chain of command. Like, without chain of command, military does nothing.
Right.
So then you end up with a load of, like, bits of units with no commanders. They probably would.
And they're just like, well, I guess I'm going to get the fuck out of here because...
Yeah. Well,
I'm not going to die.
But there's one how it's like, there's one how it's like got, and then one of the bits was, what was it? Oh yeah, the zombie blood. Like, so the blood infects you. So if you get the zombie blood on you, you get infected. That's how.
You, I think it's
within you. But yet, how comes at the end of the game, your guy is covered in blood, but suddenly doesn't get infected?
He has no wounds.
Yeah, or it's like, or the best one was Days Gone, and like the guy was like, now don't get me wrong, I'm not jumping on a bandwagon for Days Gone, because I think it'll be really good. It looks really good, but
yeah, I think it's gonna be
let's
cool.
take this for example. Like, I'm in a lumber mill in the back end, middle of nowhere state, and there's about 5,000 zombies attacking me. There's not even 5,000 people in this town. Where are the zombies coming from? And it's like, well, it's like, Yeah, it's like, zombies are attracted to sound, but yet me shooting these people on Left 4 Dead with an assault rifle doesn't trigger them. But my friend shoots a car, and hell yeah, all the zombies in the world come running. It was just
They always have, like, some sort of interesting explanation for like, Walking Dead had to, like, ran into that, and it really made me laugh when they ran into it, because it was like, oh, how do we combat, like, you can tell what the process was. They're like, oh man, it's getting kind of real. How do we combat the idea of why are these people that are physically on screen and wounded not getting infected? And they're like,
Dead Rising combated it with having the Zombrix. That you had to get the Zombrix to stop yourself getting infected.
Immune, not you think, but
well, Walking Dead threw it out as you don't, like, you're all already infected. Everyone's infected. Everyone has it. All you have to do is die.
Have you seen like Walking Dead recently?
It's quite a creative way to deal with that.
Like I thought it was creative.
My missus watches it quite a lot. I haven't watched it for a bit, and it's like I was watching it the other day of her, and I was like, hang on a minute, that guy just got shot and bled out. Why are they shooting him in the head? He's not dead. And she's like, oh yeah, it's because everyone has the virus now. What?
Yeah,
you don't
because
need
it was
to get
airborne.
bit. I was like, what? She's like, yeah, you don't need to get bit now. If you die, you become a zombie. Really? What the fucking hell is that shit?
Well, I mean, they just made it more biological. I kind of like it. You know, it's airborne, so it's already in you. As long as you breathe the air, you're done.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
when you die, they just shoot everyone in the head.
Like I said, I haven't watched it for quite a while, but it's just, for me, it was just sort of like, I was sitting there watching a couple episodes, and I was just like, I mean, the whole thing with Rick's kid, it's like, mate, can someone kill him? Can someone shoot Carl? Or just do something with that kid? Because he's really whiny. Like, he's got one eye, and it's like, I missed the bit where he lost an eye, and so obviously I'm probably missing a huge chunk, but he's really whiny. Like,
he's always kind of been whiny, though.
Oh, right, okay. I was just like...
it's a character trait.
Also...
If you had one eye, you'd probably be bitching about it as well.
Yeah, but it's also kind of like... Is it Daryl? The redneck?
Yeah.
Like, man, he is proper pure redneck as much as you can get. And, like...
You haven't seen anything yet.
He doesn't have... well, yeah, but... Yeah, if we go into details of shows I watched that show me redneck America... Yeah.
It's just everything that you see that's Americanized on your television.
Billy the Exterminator. I mean, yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. You guys get garbage over there. You literally get the shows I tell Ashley not to give, not to watch because it's giving them ratings.
Billy the Exterminator.
I was like, they don't deserve it. They haven't earned it.
But we do get the best comedies. So,
I don't understand the big attraction to Rick and Morty either.
It's amazing.
It is
it's
not
so
amazing.
good. How can you not?
I've seen like a whole series of it because a whole bunch of my mates are like, "Oh my god, Grim, it's the most funniest thing ever." And I've watched like 7-8 episodes, and I'm like, "This is boring." I would rather
just must not be your kind of humor because it's very like topical.
It's super dark humor as well.
Right. It's real dark. It's really topical. Like.
I just don't find
the things that he says real quick, or the things they run by real quick. Yeah. Those are the best things.
I just don't find it funny at all, like to watch or anything. It's just like
it must just not be your cup of tea.
I mean, maybe I'm just too stupid, but like it's just I just watch it and I'm just like. But then it's like she was watching this. What was it? She was watching.
No, Billy the Exterminator. I will say that.
She was watching.
I'd say I'm amazed that that's a real thing. I thought that was him just picking words out of the air.
What, Billy the Exterminator?
That's the name of a show.
Yeah.
There's the man that does that.
Billy the Exterminator. And he's got a brother called Ricky, and his mum's called Donnie.
Ricky.
No, his mum's called. His brother's called Ricky. His dad's called
and
Big
his dad
Bill.
is also his brother.
No, his dad's called Big Bill. And his mum's called Donnie. And his wife's called Mary.
all of their names are Billy, and it's just him playing the same character over and over again in different wigs and outfits.
Mate, that guy's awesome.
I'd watch that. That's right.
I'd watch that. That sounds funny.
Hey, Billy the Exterminator is an awesome show. Yeah, it's great. It's like he's like, oh, here in the Badlands, not the Badlands, but like here in wherever they're fucking from,
That's a good show,
Redneck USA. Yeah. Here in Redneck USA, he's like, yeah, we have these things called a water moccasin, and sometimes they grow like 10, 20 feet, and they're really poisonous. So I just grabbed it by the head. It's like, oh yeah, okay, man, just fucking grab it by the head. It's like he walks in there and he goes, yeah, these things get really territorial. So I just poked it with a stick.
Yeah, look how that went down.
Yeah, I poked it with a stick to get it to come out, and then my brother Ricky jumped on it. And it's like, the snake is 15 foot long, it's poisonous. I am not jumping on that. And he's like, get him, Ricky! And then his brother's like, okay, Billy! And he just jumps on it. And it's like, you just got this guy, and it's like, he's like, it's okay, mama, because I have protection. I got me some,
That's why...
some cuff, like, they're like gauntlets, but they're spiked, so it makes you look like an emo. And he's like, yeah, they'll protect me from a snake. No, they fucking won't. That's
like, that's why he's still on the air. We're not giving him the ratings over here. You guys are giving him all the fucking ratings. And they're just like, well, someone likes it.
Hey,
it's just all coming from Grim.
Yeah.
Nah,
it's a good show. It's like porn stars. Yeah.
Porn?
Yeah, porn.
Most people don't talk about watching that, but
yeah.
people keep that to themselves, you know.
Yeah, I like that show. It's a good show.
Oh, when you say show.
Yeah, PAWN.
That's not what I said.
Yep.
Still funny though.
Even more funny if Filtcord was on.
Yeah, it's kind of like when him and I get into.
He just makes me think he's like the American Grimm, and that's how I see him. And you can tell
when
he's
one of these times one of these times, as soon as we sit down and start, I'm just gonna, without telling him, hit the stream button. Because the shit that is said before we stream is so, like, we have to, like, tone it down so much. We live together for...
You do. You do. He doesn't.
No. That's him toned down. And he's not like that usually. It's only when it's just, like, him and I that shit gets, like, when you put us together, shit gets out of hand.
I
immediately, and I don't know why. I don't know why I bring that out, man.
The most funniest bit was when we was playing, what was it, Killing Floor, and I couldn't think of what to name it, and the most views I've got out of all my Killing Floor videos is the one which is sucking my friend's boomstick, got me the most views. It's like...
Yep.
That was great. But yeah, isn't like Filtcord like from what I classed as the inbred redneck part, and he was like, no. Like... No,
he's from... I think he's originally from Ohio, but he spent some time in...
didn't he live somewhere where the gun shop got robbed?
No, that's probably a bullshit thing he made up. It sounds like something bullshit he would make up.
He was saying that the other day, like, where he lived, the gun shop got robbed, and I was like, that cracked me up. I was like, you rob a gun shop?
Yeah, that happened in Ohio.
How can you rob a gun shop? It's full of guns.
You have more guns? I don't know.
It's full of guns. It's like
a Clerks. I'm not even supposed to be here today, kind of thing, you know.
Oh, she loves that film. She loves.
I have no idea how any of these work. I'm a huge Kevin Smith fan.
Which one's
Kevin Smith? I don't know. He's the guy who made Clerks, Dogma. He's Silent Bob from Jay and Silent Bob.
That the fat one.
Thank you.
Right.
Yeah, she loves all that. She watches all that.
Have a look,
yeah, he makes some good films.
It proper makes a lot. It's like we was watching the ITV2 the other day, and it's like the new comedy they've got on there. It's called Time Wasters, and it's like I watched it for like a good hour and a bit, watched 2 episodes, and there was one part in the 2 episodes that made me giggle, and it was some guy, like, basically, there's these bunch of colour people, and they meet this homeless person who happens to have a time machine that's in a lift, as you do. And so they go back to like 1914 or 1934 or whatever the hell, like, and they're like, oh yeah, he's given me some helpful hints. It's like one of them is like blend in, and one of them goes like, don't you think we're gonna find it hard to blend in? And then one of the people later on's like, they go in a shop and they take suits, but they've got no money, so they rob the shop. And then he goes, oh, I wonder if I've just started the stereotype that all black people are like thieves. And then it's like, really? Did you really just say that? It's like, you know, is that not going to get banned? Like, you know, is ITV not going to get a lot of aggro for saying stuff like that? It's like...
I mean, I don't think so. You should, like, do you guys get Comedy Central at all?
Yeah, we can.
The shit that South Park gets away with is just mind-blowing to me.
Yeah, it's like...
it's not... I mean, but, like, if they weren't South Park, like, or even, like, let's say they were starting out, like, looking back on that, it worked because it was a different time period, kind of. And I'm like, that's... I mean, I think it's hilarious. And, like, all of my friends think it's hilarious. And,
some of the stuff.
I mean, even the racist stuff. Like, even my stepdad thinks it's hilarious. Like, it's crazy.
Isn't there there's a trophy? I checked out the trophies the other day for it because.
Oh yeah, I haven't looked at them at all.
There's one which is.
The fractured wood hole.
Yeah, there's one which is what's it called? It's players make a black character and like play as him, and it's like apparently it's meant to make the game more difficult, and then the South Park people said it doesn't actually make it more difficult.
Yeah, well, they didn't say that. They said it was a joke. They didn't say that it wasn't a real thing. They're like, oh, it was a joke. And it's just like, okay, so does that mean, by you saying it's a joke, does that mean it's not a real thing in the game? Or, and then they didn't comment on that part?
There's a trophy for it. There's a trophy for making
I mean, there can be a trophy for making a black character.
Yeah, it would be quite a decent bit of satire to have it make the game more difficult playing as black guys. Like,
right.
That would actually be quite surprisingly clever. But...
I guess we'll see on Tuesday.
On Tuesday, yeah.
I'll let you all know.
That's the thing, is like South Park's like your like, yo, I want to say sort of similar to how Filter Cord was with Shadow of War. Yeah,
right.
South Park for you is going to be like that. I mean, that's what I was saying to you before. Like, I can't wait to see you playing it and everything, because I reckon that'll do pretty well. I mean, you did really well with the Surge and everything. Like, yeah.
I'm kind of pissed because I'm stuck on a boss on that. For the life of me, I can't beat him.
I couldn't get past the third boss and just started getting really raged on it, and then it just pissed me off enough. I was just like, I'm done.
Is it the 1/3 sister? The one where it's like a robot that has a lot of arms?
Arms, and then it has 2 big arms, then it has loads of little arms. And, fuck off. Yeah, I was just like, that'll do.
Yeah, it's the one after that, and it's a pretty long while after. It's this dude that has armor all over his body. He can, he has this move that he slides across the ground. He does like a baseball slide or something.
Alright.
And, so you would imagine if someone's sliding towards you on their side, like imagine a slippery floor and you run and you slide feet first, right? So you imagine if someone were to do that, they would go in a straight, just a straight line. Well, not this guy. He can go left or right. It's like a homing missile with his legs.
Yes.
And it takes more than half your health in one hit. And he always follows it up with he does a quick stand and then he chops you with this huge axe that he has. So if he hits you with that 1-2 combo, it's immediately over. And he can do it from the get-go. It's not like... I can't even use Dark Souls tactics to beat him.
That's the thing is, the Surge is single
so
player,
unfair.
so you can't really do anything.
Well, I mean, even waiting, like, you can't find his, like, I can't find his, like, Qs, because he really doesn't have any. And that's my problem with it. And when he loses 20% of his health, it's about every 20% health loss, he retreats and then summons, or runs into this area and calls on this, the first boss. So you have to fight the first boss you ever fought at least 5 times, and then fight him. And I'm just like, this is so unfair. And you can, like, I can just feel it when I screwed up. It's like, well, I'm not gonna win this, so I might as well just let my character die, and yeah. It's pretty rough. So it's kind of making me lose my interest in in finishing it completely.
Did you finish it in the end, Matt?
I only ever had the demo.
Oh, did you? Ah, fair enough.
The Surge.
It's a great game, but I think one of my problems. I think my problem is I was in the middle of playing the game when we had the hurricane come through here, and then I was not playing it for a week, and then I had a whole other week off because I flew north to get some like dental work done back home, and at my usual dentist, and so I was off another week without streaming, and then I came back, and I felt like the reactions weren't there, like it wasn't like fresh. So I don't know, maybe that was part of it. So maybe if I start over and get back to that point, but I really don't want to do that.
I'm kind of done with the whole Dark Souls-y thing. I mean, even that Code Vein, I'm like, that
was fun.
Yeah. Which one is Code Vein? Is that the one that's actually by FromSoft?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's it's like an anime mixed with
Dark Souls.
No, I think the thing for me with the Surge, when I was playing it, it's obviously unfair to just compare it to Dark Souls, but obviously it's the same sort of game, like the way the action plays, and it just felt like it wasn't as smooth as Dark Souls. Like I had the same problem with Lord of the Fallen. It's just like it felt like you should be able to do what you can on Dark Souls, and you can't because it plays differently, and it just I don't know, just kind of irks you, because I've put thousands of hours into Dark Souls. So
right.
But
it, like, for me, I'm just like, okay, so it's another, like, challenge. It's something to get over. And, yeah, that was my thing. I was like, yeah, let's, like, I'm going to get over this, and it's going to be fun. And it was fun. But this challenge, I keep looking at it, and I'm like, man, I don't think I can do that. It just doesn't seem. There's no like way around.
I mean, if him
beating you and
that's not, you can't do anything about that. Like,
right.
You can't.
So, I mean, maybe it's a range thing.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe it's a range thing, but I don't. Yeah, but I don't know.
Watching on Agents of Mayhem, I'm doing a story mission, and I have to. I'm working towards the boss fight with August Gaunt. Is the boss. It's basically a piss take of Justin Bieber, and apparently he controls everyone's mind with his singing, and yeah, it's pretty painful to hear it. It's like.
Sorry I couldn't be there to greet you in the flesh. No, sincerely. But I set up this automated message to walk you through my genes.
Field assistance and support. Okay. A buff trooper, huh?
I know this enemy well.
Oh.
Taking a shot. This is your end.
Come on.
Now, I know this doesn't look all that
Yeah, last week on the podcast we talked about that Project Sessions as well, that I'm really pretty excited about.
What one's that?
It's kind of like it reminds me a lot of like Skate.
Oh yeah, yeah. That did look pretty cool with what you were showing for it. It looked pretty cool.
Yeah, those guys, they're just a cool company. Like, I've talked to them quite a bit, and they're just like, yeah, you know, it would be really cool to have another skater like on the team, but we just don't have like the payroll to hire another person right now. So I'm like, okay. So I might just like offer my work like pro bono, and then like, hey, you like what I do, when you get a spot, maybe I could be the next, the next employee or whatever. But they're Canadian based, and like they're from Canada, and it gets really weird when you're trying to get a job in another country. Things get kind of interesting.
There's a thing I saw on Twitter in Stratford, Met, and somewhere in London. There's this thing called it's like a bar/gaming lounge, and
like a barcade, I think is what they call it in America.
Yeah, and they had Monster Hunter, and like I found out after, because obviously I turned off everything before I was having any time anyone put anything on Monster Hunter. My phone was going bah! Yeah, I turned it off because obviously the whole thing, what we said about earlier, that new video came out with 10 new things to know about Monster Hunter. Grim already knew them. It's like bit too obsessed there, but yeah, I messaged him on Twitter and was like, yeah, hi, like, was it just a special one-off, or have you got it there permanently, or like, is it coming back? Because mate, if I can pay 30 quid and go to London and play Monster Hunter, I'll do that. Also, apparently you can stream it, which is very strange.
That we have, the one that we have here is actually kind of cool. We go to it every now and again. It's kind of like a tabletop and video game bar.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, like their menus look like D&D character sheets.
Nice.
And all of their stuff is named after like pop culture and video games and tabletop games and stuff like that. It's pretty good.
You see all the thing that Fortnite's trying to sue some people that supposedly hacked it.
That's
it's
on
like,
next week's podcast too. Yeah.
It's hilarious.
It was hilarious. Like I get it. Like it makes
Apparently
sense.
They ban these people like about 9 times a day, and apparently they just kept making accounts and going back in. It's like, I mean, mate, how much of a sad life have they got that they're having to make 9 accounts just to fucking do that? I mean,
well, seriously. The thing is, they created a program that helps people cheat. They didn't just create accounts that help people cheat, and that caused Epic to have to, you know, push more people to the side to figure out how to.
Yeah.
Right. And time. So those guys kind of had it coming.
It's just weird.
And I'm just sitting here like, I mean, I don't like to hear stuff like that happen in the video game community, but when it happens at that extent, I'm just sitting here like, good. I mean, those people need to be kind of made example of, because they're doing something that they clearly shouldn't be.
Yeah.
And it's ruining a property, and it's ruining 100 other people, playing the game. It's ruining their game. Well, not 100 people. There's 2 of them, and if they're the only 2 cheating, then, 98 other people, their games have been ruined.
Still.
Yeah, when you're talking about, you've got a competitive multiplayer and you can just win every game, like you're fucking off at everybody else in that game every time, in these giant brawls.
Yeah. Well, it's just, it's supposed to be it's one-on-one, 100 people, everyone for themselves, but when you create a client that helps people team up within a game that's supposed to be a free-for-all, I mean, that just screws over everyone all at the same time. It's kind of like the biggest troll.
Yeah, I was watching a different thing about Warframe the other day, and because obviously they got their new update next month, and it's like, it made me laugh because it's got the Life of Rear guys, like the main one on there, and apparently he basically now no longer plays on console, he only plays on PC because apparently it's easier and blah blah blah. And he was saying that there's so many people supposedly going back to Warframe because of the whole Plains of Enderlon, and it's like, I mean, that's kind of the reason why I re-downloaded it. But I was saying Night Swarm it's Warframe's an odd thing, because it's like the whole update it's not even like an update / expansion. Everyone's basically touting it as Warframe 2.0. It's literally changing that much that it will redesign the whole entire game. The game won't play nothing like what you know it to have played. The whole lenses, that's all being reworked or removed, and the whole entire even how you get Warframes, that's being removed, that's being changed, and well, not removed but changed, and they're literally redesigning the game massively that's why everyone's touting it as basically Warframe 2.0. But the problem I was saying with Night Swarm is it's not that it's a bad game, it's just like you hit the nail on the head when you said that it's been out a long time, it's had its time in the sun, and that's kind of the thing. It's like, I mean, if I play it now, not to sound arrogant, but like, I've got no one in my stream, but like, if I play it now, I would have people in my stream, because it's Warframe. People go in there because people don't help people, and whereas obviously, like, you both know I do, so and it's just like, I want to play Warframe, but I would rather play Evil Within or Alex or Lego or any of the newer games, or even Far Cry Primal, which I've been meaning to pick up but keep forgetting, because it's just...
it's kind of like how you were talking about Star Wars while we were playing it, like, it's okay and all, it's fun.
Yeah, like Battlefront.
But if I had another game, I would rather be playing the other game than this.
I didn't mind Battlefront. It was alright, but I played it for like 3 hours side through Night Swarm, and literally he really enjoyed it, and it is fun. I'll give it his credit.
I like it. Yeah.
But it's just the fact I said to him, if for example we had that or Monster Hunter, it'd be a no-brainer. It'd be Monster Hunter. If we had that or so Code Vein, it would be Code Vein. If I had any game I could play that with him, like a newer game with him, I would rather play that with him than Battlefront. And for me, if you're like that about playing a game with your mate, then you ain't going to play that game on your own. And it's 50 quid, 55 fucking quid. Yeah? I can buy Bloody Evil Within and scare myself shitless by weird fucked up zombie things with chainsaws on their hands. Then, you know, it's like, that's the thing, it's like with Warframe, I haven't got rid of it because I want to wait for the Plains of Enderlon, but the fact is even if they released it with all the new games that I want, like, I really like what I've seen of Assassin's Creed. Like, I generally think the new one might actually not be that bad. And yeah, there's that Alex thing. The only thing with Alex that's made me sort of question it is just that guy streaming it, because it's the newest thing I've seen someone playing it, and you can literally see in the YouTube video, you can see the frame rate, you can see it juddering, and he's playing on PS4 Pro, he's not playing on PC, and he's streaming it on the PS4. I mean, he has the same setup that you have, Met, where like it's obviously through a OBS or a thing, and because at the start you see it where I've seen it on your stream before, Met, where like he has it where it has you can see him press the PS button and it shows him going to load the game and all the rest, whereas obviously I can't do that. And but yeah, it's just the frame rate is an issue that I didn't like, because it just seemed really choppy. But again, they can fix that with a day one patch, and almost guarantee there will be a day one patch. There is for every game in the world. But yeah, I mean, it's like, I know you discussed an awful lot about it with your podcast, because I said I got as far as that, and then Janine got home, so I had to give her the laptop back. But I don't really get why everyone's getting so bent out of shape with with loot boxes, because it's like,
because it's unregulated gambling.
Yeah, but you don't have to use them. I mean,
right.
I agree
with
what you said. I agree with what you said with Overwatch. I agree very strongly that I believe Overwatch as well is one of the few that hits it right, because like you said, Overwatch for its good points, bad points, regardless. Overwatch has possibly the best idea of loot boxes, because they don't do shit. They'll give you skins, and they'll give you poses, and they'll give you tags, but they
just
don't
things
do
to
shit.
make you feel cooler.
Yeah,
That's
don't
all
do
they
shit. You can have a cool skin and a cool tag, but if I shoot you, you're gonna die. Whereas Battlefront, the battle packs almost, I don't know, the battle packs on that game kind of felt like they could go the other way.
If they're giving you guns and stuff, then they're affecting
That's
the
a problem.
Yeah. I mean, they give you guns, but you can get them guns. But it's kind of...
Yeah, but you can get them without trying.
Yeah, you can get them like
if you
fucking...
buy them.
After your first
Pay to
game
win.
instead of after your 20th, 30th game. And
Yeah, if you're talking about a game where if you're putting in mechanics where you can pay to win, and it's a game that you have to buy to begin with, then you're dicking over everyone who buys the game, who doesn't then pay for loot boxes.
And it, like, I feel like they keep getting closer to it of like, okay, let's put things in that people can buy to win in this paid game, but have it not affect gameplay as much.
Loads
Like,
of people
we'll give them the ability to buy, buy guns or whatever, but let's also, after every match, give them a box so that person who didn't buy it, they get it. They get the opportunity to have, some new stuff too. And I think I think Battlefront was, during the beta at least, was really close to that of, you know, it doesn't, I don't feel like at any point that there was an unfair advantage for me.
No, it wasn't like the battle packs were an unfair advantage, but they were also kind of, I don't know. I mean, it had that feel that like EA could turn it the other way and make it so the battle packs were hugely gonna gimp you over unless you paid for it. Yeah,
right. And this is just us talking about the beta because we don't know what they're going to do in the full game.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, but that's the thing is like they, you know, but it's like things like Shadow of War. It's complete. I mean, I know everything that you can get out of it. Not every single thing within reason, obviously, but I know what the possible drops are as such, and they are, you know, they are stuff that will help, but they're not anything that's going to break the game. And ultimately, if you don't want to use them, you just don't buy it. It's
just all it is stuff for like post game, right?
Yeah, it's
like
all
that's
about
what the battle packs
basically
do. They just give you things for like defending your castle or whatever.
And all it does is instead of say Met
that isn't
having
even
to
a
roll
feature
the
I would be
dice.
into.
No, instead of Met having to roll the dice or basically roll the dice and hope he gets a character with it, he might be able to get it from a battle pack. But all it'll do is it'll just give you a character that's level 50. All you do is you just still can kill that character. That character can still be killed just as fast or as hard as anyone else because it goes on the person plan as the other person. So I don't understand the big deal with battle packs. I mean, like on a different note with microtransactions, like for me,
at least with microtransactions, you buy a thing and you get a digital thing. With those loot boxes, you buy a lottery ticket. You buy a ticket and hope you get what you need and what you want.
Yeah, hopefully you don't get shit.
And if you like, it's designed to make you spend more money than you want to get a small thing.
Yep.
Like, yeah, it's designed to prey on people who struggle to manage that kind of thing. People who don't manage their own finance as well.
It's just, I don't know. I mean,
and I understand, but like I said it during the podcast, I was like, you know, we really have to be smart and vote with your wallet. Like, it's not that we don't want these games, we just don't want these transactions in the game.
Like,
so it's not don't buy don't not buy the game.
Assassin's Creed
just don't buy the
Yeah, but if you buy the game and then don't buy a single pack, and if lots of people did that, that would be good. That'd be better.
Exactly.
Like the season pass.
Bought the game and didn't buy the pack.
It's like you said before, Mitt, like the season pass escapades. You know, if you buy a game and don't buy a season pass. I mean, look at Destiny. Destiny 2 has, fair enough, they're called expansion passes, as we pointed out with our mate Pig.
We has 2 expansions.
Yeah, like we were chatting to our mate Pig, and me and you, we've all chatted about this before, but like we all play Destiny, whether it is, you know, bad point, good point, whatever. But we all played it, and then we all replayed it again when all the
quid on a game and didn't get a game. I got half a game.
Yeah, and then all the other new content
40
came
quid
out.
for the expansion, and then another quid for another expansion, making
yeah.
it a grand.
Whereas apparently they've learned now that but now they don't call it season passes.
I will not buy
Destiny
2 on principle because I got so fucked over by Destiny 1. I'm not giving them more money.
Right.
It's
and that's the same reason I won't buy it.
I refuse to buy it because I got screwed over. I spent a lot of money getting Destiny Day 1 and got nothing for my loyalty to that brand.
Yep. I got Destiny Day 1 with that stupid fucking Ghost Edition.
Oh yeah.
Like, I bought in so hard to that game because they straight up lied to us about it.
Yeah,
it was meant to be a game that we should still be playing now.
Right.
We should still be playing Destiny 1 now, not Destiny 2.
It shouldn't even be Destiny 1. It should just be, we should still be playing Destiny. Yeah. Because there wasn't supposed to be another one for like 10 years.
It was supposed to be a whole universe, and instead it was like 6 planets in one galaxy, and each planet was one map. and it's like, this is not what I was told. I was told there are going to be hundreds of planets, and you know, these huge
massive issue with the laws
and like flying around through the universe, and instead
the lore annoyed me a lot.
Oh, the lore was garbage.
Yeah, but
like,
the lore
annoyed me.
The lore is really good. There is loads of really cool.
No, it's how it's delivered, though.
It's not in the game.
That's the thing. Is like I'm
on the wiki.
not one for knowing the story on most games. Like when you came in, you was asking what's the story in Yeast. I was like, well, I've been on it like 30 hours. Basically, you're on a boat. The boat gets attacked. You wake up on an island. You can't get off the island, and now you're just killing random shit on an island, trying to get off, and you build a base that gets attacked by things. And I was like, yeah, that's basically all I can tell you. And I was like, I looked it up, and
there are dinosaurs, and their dinosaurs are exactly like they are in real life. They're supposed to be extinct. They call them ancient species. Yeah. Yep. That thing you fought to get to her. Very first boss in the game.
Yeah. But it's like...
But yeah, like, I think Overwatch has, like, when it comes to the, like, loot chest and loot crates...
Blizzard are pretty on the ball about what to do with this stuff.
Well, they have a unique advantage because you can't swap the guns on the characters, you just swap the characters. That's it. But it's the way that they built their game. They built their game smarter, and I say this, you know, coming from, you know, just this style of game. They built that game smarter than any other game has been built in a long time, and giving them unique weapons that you have to, like, if you use that character, you have to use this weapon. That's genius because, you know, it completely eliminates the idea of, oh, I'm going to upgrade that weapon. It's not upgrading it, it's how good you are with that weapon or character. And that's why they win. And every other game that's doing it, like, we'll take the, you know, Battlefield 2. You have, like, what was it, 4 characters, and then you can upgrade to, you know, have ships or other characters. They have, all of them had at least 2 guns. So, and you obviously, if you see that you can swap guns, if they put that in there,
and like you said though, you ended up with most of the classes had, for example, 2 guns, and like you said on your podcast,
with 3 customizations,
like
on
the default
the second gun
would
only
be stronger than the next gun you can build or get in a loot box.
Right.
But it would have a faster rate of fire, but it would be a lot weaker, and it's sort of like, well, it's
like, why would I even do that? Like, why would I
want that?
pay money to hopefully get this gun?
Yeah, or waste.
And then when I get the gun, it's already just it's already weaker than it's already weaker than the gun that I currently have. It just shoots faster.
Yeah, great.
The damage is lower, and it just shoots a little faster. So it's going to spray like all over the place, and you're going to miss half the bullets.
Yep. And then when you're at half health, you start reloading.
And again, it's completely irrelevant because the moment someone uses Darth Maul, you just get butchered beyond belief.
There it is. Yeah.
But then if
just
someone
walk into
uses
that hallway
Rey,
and just see Darth Maul.
If someone uses Rey, she gets butchered. If someone uses Boba Fett, he gets butchered. Han Solo, he gets butchered. Oh, and you can't be Chewie because
you can be a Wookiee warrior.
Yeah, you can be a Wookiee warrior who looks like Chewie but ain't Chewie. Has the same abilities of Chewie but ain't Chewie, and
they couldn't lock down the rights to Chewbacca for whatever reason.
And again, the biggest flaw is you can tell that, again, alright, it's a beta, so obviously it won't be the same, it may be tweaked, blah blah blah, but there is a YouTube video, there is more than one, of people with like 50-60 kills in one life in a row as Darth Maul. And prime example, Night Swarm got Darth Maul and you butchered what, like 5 people before you died? And you literally...
Well, I butchered like 5 people just immediately. It was so fast.
Also, the first time we found Darth Maul, we were in a hallway with at least 20 people, and we gunned and rocketed and grenaded Darth Maul, and all we got was wom 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 wom. Well, we're dead.
He just like threw his lightsaber down the hall and then darted down the hall and just wrecked everything. We were just like, that. I wasn't even mad. I was like, dude.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that was badass.
Yeah, and then we all got to use Darth. I got to use Darth Maul and died. I was like, wow, that was awesome.
Yeah. I don't know. I really like the game. The game looks really good, and they fixed so many things about the last.
Yeah, they fixed so many things about it that I actually.
But people are just so mad about the.
I actually went and pre-ordered.
I
actually pre-ordered it. Like, and to be fair, I pre-ordered Call of Duty because I brought into the it's boots on the ground. It's just like before, and it is. But the problem is, it's so like before. It's like, mate, I might as well dig out my PS2 and boot up Call of Duty. Yeah, it's kind of like, yeah, I want more than a game that feels like a game I played 12 years ago. You know, especially if it's a 55 quid game. You know, it's like
right. But I don't know. I liked it, but it comes down to just I don't think that like Grim. You said you're not getting it. Pacey, he messaged me the other morning, and he's like, the loot box thing pisses me off. I'm not getting it. And I'm like, okay.
And then I was there
and I'm
when
just like,
you were saying
there's
like, and he was like, wow, Grim turned really fast on that, and I was sort of like watching it like, it's not that I turned really fast, but yeah, there's you were there. I was like, yeah, it's like, yeah, you was like, no, it's not. I turned really fast. But I played it with Grim, and yeah. It's just.
I mean, you gave it a fair shot. I wouldn't say you.
3-4 hours with you, and I was just like, it wasn't bad. Like, don't get me wrong, like Matt, like I would recommend it to someone that's a Star Wars fan, because I am a Star Wars fan. All the rest, and it's a good game. It's just given all, it's 50 quid for that, or 50 quid for the other games that I'm more bothered by. I would rather play the new Assassin's Creed that looks amazing, or Evil Within that, to my amazement, is actually doing the opposite so far of what you originally thought. It's actually being streamed more than, well, on the PS4 anyway, like direct from the PS4. Evil Within is actually being streamed more than Shadow of War. But again, it's newer, it's only just come out, and it's getting near Halloween.
But Shadow
of War is such a big game that people will just buy it. People who are going to buy it will have already decided before.
Well, it's also getting heat, you know?
Yeah. The loot box thing is a massive thing that's pissing me off with it.
Overall, the games that I was talking about aren't out yet. They'll be coming out the 27th. So, like, when, you know, Assassin's Creed comes out, when
when Assassin's Creed comes out,
that game's gonna get fully buried, I think. Yeah,
when we've got Assassin's Creed, Battlefront, Call of Duty, Need for Speed, all of that, Evil Within will kind of go dead quiet, because the herd will jump to the next one. But it's actually got pretty good reviews, both.
No, yeah, it's getting like I bet the game's awesome.
It's because
like,
they've redone
I want
the combat.
It. Like, I want to play it.
They've redone the combat enough that it doesn't feel like just, you know, it feels a lot better.
Like, I didn't play the first one, so I mean I wouldn't actually know. But well, I could see why. I mean, it's done by the guy who originally created it, so.
Oh, is it? Oh.
Yeah. And that's why I was so excited about the first one, but it just straight up got buried. It came out at a time when it just I don't even remember what else was coming out, but there was something else, and I was like, okay, this is going to be the better game for me. And I just, again, it's happening again. Like,